Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, thanks for anybody who was able to send my pup, Sophie, your thoughts and prayers and healing energy. I think she's feeling a little better today. She was able to jump up in the bed herself after going out for potty, although she didn't eat her breakfast, but she has been eating, so I'm not real worried about that. So anyway, thanks again, and please keep sending her some healing energies. Hopefully today is the day she turns around. Anyhow, wanted to jump on here because I'm going to be covering and talking about what's going on here with Second Amendment issues in Virginia. As some of you may know, I live in Richmond, Virginia, so I'm right in the middle of this. And, it seems to be escalating every day. We've now got over 75, maybe over 80 counties and a few cities thrown in there that have declared themselves sanctuary, Second Amendment sanctuary counties or cities, depending on what they were. And we've got congressmen even now who, I'm in Congressman McEachin's district, and he was apparently flapping off yesterday. It was in Breitbart, which I'm going to try to put links to some of these things in the comments section below. He was flapping off about, how Governor Blackface Northam, infanticidal maniac, is able to call out the National Guard. So he's implying that, the governor should call out the Guard against the people and the law enforcement officers of Virginia. Absolutely absurd. And we've also got, we've just got a lot of Democratic legislators in Virginia just thinking crazy, saying crazy. Well, let me tell you how I think it could end up playing out is several ways. There's going to be Spotsylvania, for instance. They're a kind of a Northern Virginia county. They also have become a sanctuary state, and they won't be, or sanctuary county. They won't be enforcing these unconstitutional gun laws. But anyway, one other thing, Mark Herring, the Attorney General, seems to be taking a pretty hardline stance here as well. What these lawmakers don't understand is that, including the National Guardsmen who do swear an oath to the Constitution and follow lawful orders. And that's what these lawmakers and this AG don't seem to understand, that they're unconstitutional laws, because they're not legitimate laws. So they're unconstitutional laws that law enforcement officers and National Guardsmen, military folks, you name it, anyone that's sworn an oath to the Constitution cannot, in honoring their sworn oath, enforce such unlawful laws. So they can pretend as if they have the law on their side, but they absolutely don't, because with their numerous 20-something different laws, they're just trying to infringe in every which way you can on our Second Amendment rights, which is clearly protected in the U.S. Constitution, Second Amendment Bill of Rights, as well as the Virginia Constitution. So, A.G. Herring, I think that it's foolish of you to be taking such a rigid stance so early on before any legislation's even passed. They're even talking about prosecuting law enforcement officers who refuse to enforce the law. Well, the fact of the matter is, how do you even prove that? They're just not going to enforce the laws that these legislators put in place that infringe upon our rights, and that's it. They're just not going to prioritize that. I've heard sheriffs saying that. They're not going to prioritize that. They have the discretion, these sheriffs, to not prioritize them. Also, was it Sheriff Scott Jenkins in Culpeper, Virginia? Hats off to him. And he has said that he will deputize thousands if need be. And that's probably in response to the threats of using the Virginia State Police and the National Guard against Virginians who refuse to follow these unconstitutional laws. But I got to tell you, folks, the leftists, this is not just a battle in Virginia. This is not even just a national battle, because the United States is a bastion of freedom. And if Virginia gun rights fall down in this battle, which they will not, I can assure you. I've lived in Virginia all my life, aside from a few years abroad. And I know what Virginians are made of. There's a reason why so many Virginians were founding fathers like Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, James Madison, James Monroe. I mean, these guys wrote the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and won the war, were the first president. I mean, Virginia is where it's at when it comes to patriots. So these idiots picked the wrong state or commonwealth to pick this battle, because I know that it meant at least tens of thousands of Virginians are willing to fight and die, myself included, to protect our Second Amendment rights, not just for Virginians, but really we got to make a stand here, folks, because these tyrants, just like every other tyrant throughout history, in modern history, they first come in and they want to seize all your weapons. It's little rules here and there, and they just chip away. And that's why we have to draw the line in the sand, because it's a matter of eroding those rights away. And if we go, oh, yeah, well, okay, universal gun checks, okay, 10-round magazines, okay, this or that, bullshit. You got to draw your line in the sand, which it's been drawn now. And their ramped-up rhetoric is not helping anything other than, I think, bring further resolve to the people of Virginia to stand up against these tyrants. Now look, please spread the word. The Virginia Civil Defense League, VCDL.org, I followed them for a long time. They are the preeminent grassroots Second Amendment rights protectors in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Just getting off here. So I would ask that you folks, number one, go to their website if you feel so compelled, maybe donate some money if you have some to spare, or even become a member. You don't even have to be a Virginian, I don't think, to be a VCDL member. And most importantly, mark your calendars for, Loki, sit back, for Monday, January the 20th, 8 a.m. at the Virginia Capitol grounds. We need to have, there's VCDL shooting for 50,000 people. We need to have 500,000 Americans there in the streets, filling every nook and cranny in the streets of Richmond that day, so we can send a clear message to these tyrants that if you're going to try to take our gun rights away, that this is what you're going to go up against. This is the very reason the Founding Fathers put the Second Amendment in the Constitution. Look, I'm all for our inalienable right to self-defense, our right to hunt, and all those other ancillary benefits of this that come with the Second Amendment. But make no mistake, the Second Amendment was put in primarily by the Founding Fathers to be that final check and balance against tyranny. And, you know, had a guy try to tell me the other day that, oh, the militia is the army. What a fool. He doesn't understand the Founding Fathers feared standing armies. They didn't want standing armies. They wanted regular armed citizens, regular Americans, the very same sort of armed militia who won our freedom in the Revolutionary War. That's what they wanted to protect this country, not a standing army, and then you only raise an army when you have to defend yourself. So these people who don't understand what well-regulated militia means, well-regulated back in those times, go do your homework. It doesn't mean the Virginia State Legislature is stuck up your keister trying to specify what rights are rights and what rights can be taken away. What it means is that you're well-trained, that you're organized, that you're orderly and lawful. That's what well-regulated means from that era. So well-regulated militia, let's put it all together for the nincompoops, means that you are trained, you're organized, and you're lawful, and by militia, that you're an armed citizen. And I'm of the belief that's not just your right, that is your duty as an able-bodied man or woman in this day and age, as far as I'm concerned. And hey, even if you can't be armed, there's other ways in which you can be at the ready to support those who are. So mark your calendars, folks. January 20th, 8 a.m., Virginia State Capitol. It's Lobby Day, sponsored by the VCDL.org. They, I know, would like people to show up in business or casual attire and not militia garb. I'm all for demonstrating in militia garb, but this is kind of their day. It's their demonstration, and I think it's prudent to, follow their lead on that. But again, hey, this is America, so you can wear whatever you want. But please spread the word on that, folks. Mark your calendars. It needs to be a huge day. We need people. The VCDL is already busting people in from all parts of Virginia, but we need people from all around the country to come and show their support, because this is where the battle is taking place, folks. This is the national battle here, okay? So we need your support now. All of America, and frankly, the world needs you, because if Virginia falls, I believe the country falls, and then the world falls. Because without the United States of America being a free, well-armed society, then the rest of the world falls as well eventually. It's just a matter of time. And that's what the globalists have done. They've come in with the Bloomberg Soros money, Virginia has the highest percentage. People ask, how did Virginia fall? As if Virginians like me changed. No, we didn't. We're fundamentally conservative, independent constitutionalists. That's what Virginia's always been. But we have the largest, on a percentage basis, influx of immigrants than any other state in the country, okay? And what we also have are northeastern carpetbaggers who have now infested Northern Virginia, who come down to suck the teat of the federal government. They leave their northeastern overtaxed failed states and come down here and impose the very same failed policies upon Virginians. It really is disgusting. There would be nice if there was a remedy for that. I know one remedy, but that's probably not something I should talk about as of now. But it'd be nice if there was some sort of peaceful political remedy for that sort of thing, to avoid this sort of thing in the future. Oh, I know one: enforce immigration laws. And that's another thing we need to keep in mind, folks. This Virginia Attorney General, Mark Herring, he's fine with sanctuary cities, okay, for illegal immigrants, okay, that are literally breaking the law. But he's not fine with sanctuary counties who are protecting our constitutional rights. Anyways, guys, let's spread the word. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you're going to want to, because I am going to be doing everything I possibly can within reason with the time I have to bring about a peaceful resolution.